Well, how many socks do you have that you could just wear them willy-nilly like this?
21 pairs.
Who wouldn't want to support the show, JD?
I can't think of a single person.
My family, that's who. No, another piece of evidence pointing to the fact that you're 70 years old. Why don't you just go ahead and ask Jeeves, JD? I'm sure most people have seen their father-in-law's donger.
Well, I certainly haven't.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Hello and welcome to The Great Beyond, an Is This Good companion pod where we follow up on last week's episode, answer listener questions, and catch up with each other. The person I'm catching up with is, of course, Jason Doyle.
Hello.
Hi, JD. Thank you for coming. Did anything good or not good happen to you this week?
Yeah, well, this week I'm questioning my marriage, Matt.
Wow, this sounds serious. And I hope you guys don't break up because Rachel's been putting in some serious work on the podcast. She texted me yesterday for the password to the TikTok account.
Yep.
I gave it to her. Presumably she'll be posting the videos that I should be posting, but also I sort of hope that once in every 2 months when I log on to TikTok, she'll be there front-facing camera going,
That's right.
Here's a couple things that I think are good.
Right. Just airing her grievances about our marriage, But yeah, something happened. There was an incident that I thought we were beyond this. You and Jill have, 10 years between you, right? You're
9.
9, okay. Rachel and I, 7 years.
9 years, so it's not weird.
It's not
10
weird.
could be weird. 9, totally normal. Same generation, both millennials.
That's right, okay. So we are both Gen X, but there are 7 years between Rachel and myself. I'm older. She's younger. Mm-hmm. So here's what happened. We're in the car driving. I got Sirius Satellite going. We're listening to, I don't know, classic vinyl probably or something like that. What comes on the radio? But Live and Let Die by Paul McCartney and Wings. Okay. So we're just, I'm basically rocking along to this song because it's, Paul McCartney and Wings. I think it was just called Wings when that song came out. Anyways, classic tune. And Rachel's like, what the hell is this? Like, what are they doing? I'm like, what are you talking about? It's Paul McCartney, the theme from Live and Let Die, James Bond, 1972. She thought that Live and Let Die was a Guns N' Roses song, which they covered.
Okay. On this, is it from the Spaghetti Incident?
Is it Spaghetti Incident or is it on Use Your Illusion?
Honestly, my Guns N' Roses knowledge doesn't run that deep. Yeah. I know Spaghetti Incident was an album, all covers. They had they did cover You Belong to Me.
That's right. Yeah. They did a Sex Pistols song, I think. All terrible covers, all of them. Just, sort of like in the same vein as Weezer releasing cover songs,
Yeah, I guess it was different then, though, because you could make so much money on album sales.
Right.
If they didn't have new material, just being like, we are the biggest band in the world.
Right.
People are going to listen to anything we put out.
Yeah.
So why not just put out some covers of songs we like?
Yeah, that's
so I kind of understand it from their perspective.
Right. But is it not just... Okay, it just shook me, man, because I'm like, who is this person I'm married to? We've been together for 27 years, and all this time, this entire time, she thought Live and Let Die was a song by Guns N' Roses. And she's like, this sounds awful, this Paul McCartney version. It's like, he has such a sweet voice. Why is he... It's such a hard and heavy song. I'm like, are you insane? Have you not heard Helter Skelter? And by the way... I'm like, you listen to the White Album literally every day in the car with the kids going to and from school. She never got to disc 2, where Helter Skelter is.
She didn't know it was 2 parts?
She didn't know she never bothered, I guess. Or she probably got a taste of it, Happy Birthday, great, and then I don't know.
The second disc is better than the first one.
I know, and she's never got that far. So there's layers to this. I don't know this woman is what I'm saying. I have no idea who she is. And it's because of that.
You know what? I mean, I'm glad she's putting out social videos for us, but I think this has got to end. First of all, I don't know why, but when you were like, live and let die, and she was like, I thought this was, I don't know why, but I thought you were going to say Ricky Martin, and she confused Live and Let Die with Living La Vida Loca, which
Okay, that's actually divorce material right there, but...
Did I ever tell you about the time I saw Paul McCartney when we were in college?
No.
I'm pretty sure I've told you. So we were at Ryerson.
Yeah.
So this would have been like, I want to say 2001 or 2002. And he was touring, on the back of what, I don't know. But in 2002, I was like, wow, this is the last time I'm ever going to get to see Paul McCartney. I'd never seen them before. A huge Beatles guy. So I went, and he played Live and Let Die. And this is sort of like how you know you're at sort of an over-the-hill show.
Right.
You know what it's like? Live and let die, da-da-da. So when that sound came on, these like fireworks, these pyrotechnics would come up on the stage and fly out. And every time a pyrotechnic would come on, Paul McCartney, like as a joke, would go, oh, like he would hold his heart like he was having, like he was so scared by the loud noise that he was having a heart attack. And everyone was loving it. But I was like, it's sort of funny that the joke is like we're watching someone that is too old to be on stage. And now, of course, that was 2002. Then he's like been touring, many times since. It's like 20 years later, and it'll never stop. So if he was going to have a heart attack in 2002, I hope they leave that off the set list now, if he tours.
I wonder if he still does the bit, if he does. If just pyrotechnics in general. Like the old...
Yeah, he's been doing this I'm about to die bit for probably fucking 40 years. Do you think that's the best James Bond song?
No, I don't. I have a controversial one that I like, and it is...
Oh, you think it's the Adele?
I don't mind the Adele one, actually.
Yeah, it's honestly, that one's not bad. I think generally they suck. I'll start by saying that.
Yeah, generally
like
speaking.
all of them.
The last one I saw, I saw Duran Duran, as you know, and they played A View to a Kill, which actually, kind of a banger, actually. But that's not my favorite. I think no one does it better. No, is that Linda Ronstadt? Nobody does it better.
Oh, I didn't even...
For the rest.
I'm not as old as you. Hope you don't want to break up with me. But I didn't know that was a James Bond song.
Yeah, I think that's this... maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. I've been wrong before. Many times.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Don't worry. I guess most people love, like, what's the classic one? Oh my God, this is going to be another Lord of the Rings scenario. There's one fucking classic one with Shirley, what's her name?
Shirley Bassey?
Yes. Isn't there? I'm going to Google it right now.
Okay, well, in the meantime, Nobody Does It Better by Carly Simon is from...
Oh, Carly Simon. You said Linda Ronstadt.
Yeah, sorry, I messed that up. I get those two confused all the time for some reason. Probably because that's my mother's discography. Like, that's all she listened to. Carly Simon, Linda Ronstadt, and Patsy Cline on repeat.
And Carole King? Can we get
no Carole
King thrown in there?
No Carole King. Yeah.
Okay, Shirley Bassey did Goldfinger.
Okay.
Goldfinger.
That's a great one. Nobody Does It Better was from The Spy Who Loved Me.
She also did Diamonds Are Forever. Diamonds Are Forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Live and Let Die.
Definitely the queen.
Live and Let Die, though, the first rock and roll song that was used for James Bond movie in 1972.
I might argue that's the most indelible hit of them. Like,
yeah,
that you could throw into a set and people will be like, oh, like a classic Paul McCartney song.
For sure.
I don't think when Sheryl Crow plays, she's singing the one she sang. I don't even remember what that one was.
I forgot about that.
Garbage did The World Is Not Enough. Now, Madonna, Die Another Day.
Yeah, not good.
Aha did one. I didn't know that.
Which
Living
one did
Daylights?
They do? Oh, Living Daylights.
Living Daylights. I almost want to hear that. I know that we can't play it on this show.
Maybe we should do a short of this and just clip them in.
Gladys Knight, your favorite, did License to Kill.
Yeah.
Sheryl Crow did Tomorrow Never Dies. It's not good, but it's not the worst.
Oh, is it? And then there's Sheena Easton did For Your Eyes Only. For Your Eyes Only. That's actually not bad. I don't mind that one.
Also the name of your favorite Toronto strip club.
That's actually my favorite is the Zanzibar, but I love For Your Eyes Only.
Now, if that doesn't get you divorced,
She, I don't even know you. I thought you were a For Your Eyes Only man all the way through.
On next week's show, we will be naming our top 5 favorite strip clubs named after James Bond movies.
Okay, speaking of top 5, I didn't want to do a full top 5, but I was curious about. We talked about cover songs before, and I was like, what are my favorite cover songs? And I didn't want to go too deep, so I just looked at my own playlists. And I'm not talking about Respect, by Aretha Franklin, originally done by Otis Redding, but people don't generally know that. It's known as an Aretha Franklin song. Anyways, so here are 5 songs that I love that are covers, obviously covers, on my playlist that I play regularly. Number 1, and they're not in any order. Ready?
Yeah.
Bizarre Love Triangle by Frente. Brenda,
oh, hell yeah. Now we're talking about Reality Bites, right? Is that what it's on?
Is that on that soundtrack? I don't think so. It's a
soundtrack
same
to
era.
a 90s movie.
Same era.
Yeah, fucking love that. And because I'm not as old as you, that was the first time I heard that song.
Right.
So you can imagine my little brain blowing up when I hear all the dips and daps from the New Order version.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I grew up on New Order version, and I was like, God damn, this is such a great song. It just plays like this with just one single voice and a guitar. And she has a
and I think
voice.
it's like a 2-minute song, the Frente song.
Yeah, 100%.
Frente, exclamation point. The precursor to Panic at the Disco.
At the disco, that's right. Okay. Number 2. Now, this is one of my guiltiest of guilty pleasures. The Counting Crows version of Big Yellow Taxi. Originally,
oh my God, JD, no, stop.
I love
Burn
it.
your fucking list. It's
fucking
terrible.
I know, but I love it.
Terrible.
You got Vanessa Carlton doing those backups. You got those. Dirts is doing his little hippy dippy little shit in between. But I love it. I don't know what it is. I love it.
Do shoo bop 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 bop. Yeah, I love Counting Crows. Okay.
Hey, same.
As I've said many times, Recovering the Satellites is better than August and Everything After, but they're both classic, all-time albums. They don't get enough respect. Continue.
Right. And this is a guilty pleasure. Like I said, I love that song. A little bit of a weird song because there's a breakup right in the middle of it. Right. Comes out of nowhere. The big yellow taxi takes my girl away, or my guy away, my love away.
Yeah.
But originally she's talking about like parking lots and shit.
We got it. Yeah.
Anyways.
Pave paradise.
To put up a parking lot. Exactly.
Right.
But then there's a
What are you saying? They changed the words? I'm not
They
even sure
didn't, but there's just, in general, the original song is just all of a sudden, Joni Mitchell is talking about her man leaving her.
Oh, you're talking about the original. I mean, honestly, I don't even like that song for Joni Mitchell.
Oh, come on. All right. Now you're talking crazy. All right, next one. By With Little Help by Joe Cocker.
Joe Cocker. Yeah, great one.
I mean, awesome. Original Beatles. I Will Survive by Cake. I've been listening to that album, Fashion Nugget, by the way.
Oh, you want to talk?
Banger.
You're hitting me. I don't know if anyone else gives a shit. I don't know, or older audiences. But Cake Fashion Nugget is a very underrated album.
100%. Every single song is amazing. But
Italian Leather Sofa.
Oh God.
Perhaps. Also a cover.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got on there? Frank Sinatra.
It's amazing. It's an amazing album, and it's amazing cover, and they do it in the Cake style. And I know, I was sort of disparaging Guns N' Roses for their cover, but they did it like Guns N' Roses, right? But I just hated it. But in this case, the Cake version of I Will Survive is just a fucking chef's kiss. It's perfect, right?
Yep. Great horns.
In every single song. Anyway, kids, Fashion Nugget by Cake. Pick it up. Pick it up.
I think
go down
honestly,
to your local discographer.
Go down to Woolworths. Go to the old 5 and Dime. The old record store rack will be there, right by the pharmacist. I think I kind of have a feeling that if someone that's younger had never heard the album and puts it on now, that they might think it's like a novelty record.
Yeah.
Or like almost like a joke.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a joke. It was very serious to us. This was life or death, man.
100%. And it was unlike anything we've ever heard before and since, I would say. Okay, final one. This is a bit of a deep cut on Siamese Dream by Smashing Pumpkins, Landslide. originally by Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, hold on a second. That's not on Siamese Dream.
Yes, it is.
Isn't it on...
Hold on.
Oh my god, so much fucking Googling in the show today. I'm almost positive it's not on Siamese Dream.
Okay.
It's on... It's not Gish. It's like that Rarities album that they put out.
Really?
Pisces Iscariot.
Hold on.
Boom. You've been Googled. You've been fact-checked.
Landslide.
Now who's looking bad now? I hope Rachel listens to this. I hope Rachel opens the door to the studio right now and just screams, Pisces Iscariot!
Hold on. I'm looking.
I just Googled it.
The Google's wrong.
It's not wrong.
I was listening to Siamese Dream and it came up.
Maybe it's like on a new version they've put it as like a bonus track or something.
Okay, hold on now. Hold on. Because I think it's on... Oh, fuck, it's not on. Hold on, I think it's on the deluxe version. That's why.
Yeah, okay. Well, when in the 90s when you were listening to it, it was not on Siamese Dream.
You're
They
right.
couldn't do that because then they wouldn't have been able to sell the album of deep cuts and covers and rarities, Pisces Iscariot.
Wait, it's not even there. Where did I... Anyways, whatever. Okay, fine. I'm losing my mind, I guess.
Sounds like I'm talking to someone that would have a heart attack if they hear a pyrotechnic. Let me put my reading glasses on.
I would. Excuse me, I do have my reading glasses on.
It took JD so long to Google that because he had to put his specs on.
I didn't Google it. I'm looking at my playlist, and it's not here. But why is it play all the time? Anyways, great song is all I'm saying. Great song. Great cover song. Tune in next week for my worst cover songs.
Yeah, sure. I'll hear that list. Well, I'm glad. I haven't talked to you in a long time, so I'm glad that was our first conversation.
Right.
Before I was away for the last week, basically in Montreal. Before I get to that, though, something happened to me this morning that I wanted to bring up with you.
Okay.
So this might be hard. Just close your eyes and visualize this. So I live in a place that's like kind of 4 little houses on one property. So imagine one regular plot of land. There'd be maybe a front yard, a house, and then a big backyard.
Okay.
But instead there's now 4 houses on that property.
Okay.
So there's a laneway that connects all 4 properties. So let's say you're on the street, you would see one house, there's a laneway, you walk down the laneway, there would be another house behind that,
right.
You continue walking down the laneway, another house, and another house. And
Okay.
we're that 3rd house. So there's a laneway that goes down the whole thing.
Okay.
So you see that window that's right behind me if you're watching on YouTube? No, over here. That's the front window to my apartment.
Okay.
And I opened the blinds this morning to get a little sunlight in. And there is a piece of artwork hung in the laneway. So my neighbor, I guess while we were gone, puts up a the worst IKEA... I mean, it's 100% an IKEA poster.
I
it's
would say, yeah.
Already in a frame. It's a skyline of... I guess I should know this, but I think that's downtown LA. I mean, it's not New York.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely not New York.
Yeah, no, that's LA.
It's LA.
That's LA.
Yeah.
The city that we're in. That's kind of like wearing the band's shirt to the concert. But why is this here? And it's outdoors. Like, what happens when it rains?
Right. Is it not on your side? Like, that
yeah,
wall?
I mean, their apartment is... I mean, it's connected to ours, but they're not facing this. I'm facing it. I mean, did you see the shock when you open your blinds in the morning and there is like some graffiti prank? It's like a Banksy. I mean, if it was a Banksy, I guess that would be kind of cool. And I guess it could be worse. It could just be some shitty graffiti. But why did they do? I need to know why they did this. I will bring it up to them.
Did you look?
Not in like a, wow, how dare you do this? I'll just be like, cool art.
Yeah.
What?
Did you look under it? Like, is there some graffiti there or something that they're covering up? Or
oh, that's interesting. No, I didn't. I mean, I don't feel like I can touch it because it's not mine.
Yeah, but it does look like it's on your side, though. It's facing your window. Just go out there and peek. Give it a little, just
give it a tap. See how. It's also poorly hung. They shouldn't have hung it right at the top.
Well,
you know what I mean?
like,
They should have hung it under the black line.
Very, very strange.
Yeah, I'll give them some notes, but very, very weird. And I love my neighbors. They're an older couple. They've been in the neighborhood forever. I don't say fucking shit to them. You think I'm going to complain about this? No. In that laneway, sometimes they park like right outside the house and you kind of have to like shimmy by the car to get in.
Yeah.
It's not a parking spot.
Yeah.
You think I say anything? No.
No.
If it was like some kids that were living there, yeah, I'd be like, hey, could you not park here? But they have seniority. They've been here. They're lovely. They sweep, they'll sweep right outside our house because it drives them nuts if like leaves have fallen. Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They're the best.
What if it's covering up a tag? The tagger.
Sneak 2.
Yeah, Sneak 2. Maybe there's a Sneak 2 tag under there. Or maybe this is a new calling card, and you flip it around, and it says Sneak 2 on the back of it.
Yeah, you've just been IKEA'd. Sneak 2 is Swedish. I don't know, but it's very fascinating. Really tune into YouTube to see this beautiful piece of IKEA art.
It is
It's
odd.
just, I mean, it's a photo. But anyways, very weird. I will keep you posted on this mysterious laneway art.
Thank you.
But I was gone.
Yes.
The good news is the ITG topics, they're going over like gangbusters, just like we had planned. I mean, we didn't plan this, but just this idea that you'd hear these topics on the show, bring them up with your family.
Right.
I mean, some of them listen, so I went back. You know what the biggest argument that everyone was having all weekend was? I mean, you'll never guess. It was, remember I talked about Jill, how she'll go out in the morning for a few hours, she'll come home, take off her socks, fold them up, put them back in the drawer, and then at a later date wear them again. And I thought that was crazy.
Yeah. It's
they were all getting on me.
Borderline gross, I would say.
No, well, they were getting on me. They were like, "You're crazy. You don't like if you were wearing your socks for a couple hours, you won't rewear them." I'm like, "No, it's disgusting." But I guess other people aren't sweating as much as me, or it sounds like you.
Yeah. No, well, I definitely have sweaty feet, so there's no doubt.
Right. So I guess some people are out there like, we don't sweat, so why? Or they don't even know why it would be weird. They don't even know the moisture that we're dealing with. So it doesn't even occur to them that it's weird to reuse socks, I guess.
It's so, I mean, Jay Skeets definitely taught me this. It's one of those things that he said, and I'm like, that is 100% true, but it can change your entire mood. It can freshen you up. Like if you're out and you're going out for drinks after work or something, you just change your socks. You don't need a shower. You don't need a nap. You don't need any of that. You just change those socks. Fresh, clean socks on your feet. Same shoes, you'll feel like $1 million. But if I even know that I was wearing my socks for 15 minutes, they're going in the hamper. That's it. It's also such a small thing to wash. It's like nothing to add it to a load. It's not like taking up any space in a load, like a laundry load.
Yeah, but they were all like, "Well, how many socks do you have that you could just wear them willy-nilly like this?"
21 pairs.
Is that serious?
If I counted them, I wouldn't be surprised if I had 21 pairs of socks.
Okay, that's way too many. I mean, I don't know what kind of closet space you have or drawer space.
But they're socks.
They take up space. I don't know what to tell you. So anyways,
how many do you have?
Were just horrified. I don't know, like ones that I will wear because you accumulate socks and you're like, I don't know about these anymore. But honestly, maybe 9.
Yeah. Now that sounds like my regular rotation for sure.
Yeah, the good ones.
Yeah.
The Bombas, the Merino wool.
Right. The Stancers.
The Glengarry leads.
That's right. But I also have like different cuts of socks depending on what I'm doing, like I got a crew cut for most of them, but if I'm playing pickleball, I got socks for that. Got socks for working out. Different socks for different occasions.
I like this podcast is now old man tells you the kinds of socks he has. Old man Googles his playlists.
Hey, people are interested clearly because they're arguing at your family dinner table.
They're disgusted by me. They think I'm wasting water. But anyways,
wasting water for just another pair of socks in the laundry, please.
One funny thing that happened is we took the kids to an escape room, my sister's kids.
Okay.
So they're 12 and 10 now.
Yeah.
And, we're doing like a lot of family stuff. So one day we didn't have anything to do in the afternoon. We're like, and my sister was like, let's take them to the escape room. They love escape rooms. So we go online, we book this room. they list the options of what they have available and how difficult they are. And there was like a medium level room called the Master Spy Room. And the kids were like, ooh, hell yeah, okay. Master Spy. So we get there and we're checking in. And the guy goes, oh, just so you know, we haven't updated the website yet, but the Master Spy Room is expert level now. Oh. And now, I'm not good at escape rooms. We were concerned about the medium level room. So I say, well, I don't think we can do that. What's the medium level room? He's like, oh, good news. I have it open. No one's booked it. I can book it for you. It's called Mafia Restaurant. The way these kids' faces dropped. They were like, Mafia restaurant? Do they really know what the mafia is? First of all, I mean, they know what spies are, but I don't think they have they've seen Goodfellas or...
No Sopranos yet.
Yeah, Godfather. But mainly I think they were just focused on the word restaurant, like the place where they're bored and just have to sit there quietly and talk to people. And this is like the last escape room that they were in was like... took place in the tomb of an ancient pharaoh.
Oh, damn. Cool.
So now they're in a fucking red checker, tablecloth red sauce joint.
So you made them do the restaurant?
Well, I mean, it would have been more boring to go into the Master Spy Room and just be confused for an hour.
Right.
So they were not into it to start. Okay. But
somebody get whacked in that restaurant?
Well, the mafia stole some money.
Okay.
And then we go to the restaurant, and I think we overhear someone talking about the score. Mm-hmm. And then, I don't know why, maybe we get locked in after they leave or something, and so then we realize we can take the money for ourselves.
Oh.
But then the mafia's on their way, so we have 1 hour. They'll be here in an hour, and they're definitely going to whack us.
Yeah.
If they find us in Garibaldini's restaurant. So we have an hour to get the money and get out. Okay. Which it's not a bad premise.
Sounds super fun.
You walk in the room, the guy opens the door, and it's 3 tables, again, with like a couple salt and pepper shakers on them and a bar.
And you get sat at a table?
No, like you're alone in the room, so you're, it was me, my sister, the 2 kids, my mother, and Jill. And so we got an hour to get out. I mean, it was fun, but I don't know. It's hard. You have to do a few of them to get your head into the mind of the person that invented this thing. Like one of the clues was there was like a locked box, and there was on the wall there was like sort of 3 innocuous pictures of black and white pictures of old school Italian men, like in hats and the whole fucking deal, right? Like stereotypical mafia stuff. And to open it, you had to realize that it was a cigar box. I should have said, and it had like different cigar logos on it. Okay. And in each of the pictures was a cigar box with one of those logos on it. And the code to the box was you had to count how many people were in that photo.
Okay.
And then that was so if there was 8 people, then 5 people, then 3 people, the code would be 853.
Gotcha. Now, I never, ever, ever would have figured that out.
Why would the code be the number of, like, I have an idea. Let's make this code the number of people that are in this photo. Anyways, but people that do, like, Jill got that one, and I still don't understand how that she fucking got that.
Right. You just have to know to look for those kinds of things, I guess. I've never done an escape room, so I've...
You should take the kids. Honestly, they would like it.
All right.
It is fun. Don't take them to the mafia restaurant. Take them to the Master Spy Room.
Okay.
But probably the funniest part was like there was one clue where there were muffins in an oven. Like obviously the oven's not on and the muffins are plastic.
Yeah.
But you had to. There was like a clue which eventually led us to realize that the muffins each smelled like something. So like there was like a banana muffin, a peach muffin, and then that corresponded. Then there was a number on the bottom of each muffin, and then that corresponded to something else that you had to decode based on the smell of the muffin. But I swear to God, for the entire time, I just thought that either Jill or my sister or my mother was wearing the fucking worst smelling perfume that I'd ever smelled. And I was like, I don't know how to bring this up. It smelled like you know those packs of gum we used to chew in the starters days? Those like orange ones that smelled up the whole... I thought it was... But they had to smell really strong, so you could be like, oh, well, this one smells like peach, this one smells like apple.
Yeah.
But then at the end, so we made it out.
Oh, congrats.
In we had 20 minutes to spare. Wow. I actually couldn't believe how well we did. And the guy walks in, and he's like so proud of himself. He's like, so you got the muffin smell clue? And we're like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I just came up with that. I thought, how could I bring a different sense into it? And we're like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I just came up with that.
Wow.
Like, cool. We like cool. Would like to go now. But like, it was so clear that he just wanted to talk over every single clue that he left there. He's like, what about the Samsung tablet that has the login code that you have to, you know how on Samsungs that you don't put in like 8764 as your code, you just like swipe in a pattern.
Yeah.
So then you had to go look at this map of a bank, and then the route within the bank to get to the safe is the way you have to swipe on the pad.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, you got that? Like, yeah, well, we got them all, man. We're out of the room. Like,
yeah, we escaped.
Let us go.
Those guys, I mean, I'm so glad for those guys, and they have escape rooms now, because back in the day, there would be like, I don't know, like writing Encyclopedia Brown novels, or, Hardy Boys and that kind of thing.
Encyclopedia Brown was doing a handstand when he saw, so that it was reversed. What he saw was reversed. He was looking in a mirror and he saw it behind him. So it's reversed. I don't know why I was always like, it was what you thought it was, but the reverse.
Yeah. I mean, imagine if you were, shout out to Encyclopedia Brown and Hardy Boys and all those. Nancy Drew and all of them. But imagine being an author of one of those books, and as people finish the books, they're like, do you see what I did there with the muffin smells and the swiping right and everything else? It's like you're getting instant feedback on the mystery that you created.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, like, probably these people were D&D dungeon masters back in the day.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, it is instant gratification for them. It's like if they had it's the difference between Paul McCartney putting out an album. He doesn't know what the people listening to it in their car think, but he plays the concert.
Yeah.
He knows exactly what they think.
Exactly right.
So shout out to all the spy masters out there. I mean, the escape room, whatever the hell they're called. I mean, it is a dungeon. You're locked. I mean, obviously you can get out. But,
yeah. Are you more...
to get out, you have to pound on the door and be like, can we leave now, please? It's scaring us.
Yeah. So what happens when you don't make it? Like, alarm goes off and like... Yeah.
Then a guy in a bowler hat comes in and fucking puts one right between your eyes. And throws the cement shoes on you, and that's it.
That's it. Wow.
So obviously it took 2 flights. No big news from the flights, okay?
Oh,
except
you couldn't fly direct? Oh.
No. I'm just
you mean
one there, one back.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I did promise that I would get on Wi-Fi and respond to everyone's emails, but there was no Wi-Fi, so that is. But I did see one interesting headline about flying that I wanted to run by you. This is from The Insider, and the headline says, "My husband and I routinely fly first class and leave our kids in coach. It doesn't make us bad parents." That's like answering a question we hadn't yet asked, but obviously their backs are up against us.
Defensive much?
Yeah, just so you know, their kids are 13 and 10. And so it opens, "Other passengers regularly ask my kids where their parents are on flights and give disapproving sniffs when my boys point towards the front of the airplane. They'll also tell my kids things like, 'I can't believe your parents made you sit back here.' I've gotten side eyes and exaggerated looks for leaving my kids behind, but I don't regret my decision to fly premium without them." What's your gut reaction to this?
My gut reaction is that I think that the author of this is exaggerating the judgment that they're getting, because I don't think people care. Maybe they do. I don't know.
I kind of am with them on this part. I think probably, I don't know. I guess the weird part is if you don't see the parents go, like, kids can fly alone, like a 13-year-old and a 10-year-old, especially if they're together.
Yeah.
I mean, I swear to God, I flew when I was like 8 years old alone. Okay. Because it used to be your parents could bring you right to the gate. And then on the other end, like if I'd fly to see my grandparents in Florida, then my grandparents could come to the gate. So it was just sitting on a tin can alone for 3 hours.
Yeah. Unaccompanied minors travel all the time.
All the time.
If the question is I would 100% do this. 100%.
Yes, 100%.
Like without feeling guilty at all.
I mean, I think I would probably feel guilty, but my conclusion is there's absolutely nothing wrong with this.
Why would you feel guilty?
I guess it's a little weird that like you're sitting in a completely different set. I mean, is it like you would book the Four Seasons for yourself and your wife, but then you would book the kids at La Quinta? I guess no, it's different because those would be two different physical locations.
Yeah, you're still on the same plane. If
Yeah,
there's
and let me say this: my whole life when we would book, I mean, this is pre Airbnb, but sometimes we'd like rent a vacation home or something.
Yeah.
Guess who got the master suite with the ensuite bathroom? Mm-hmm. My parents. Guess who got like the closet where someone had thrown a mattress down? And I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah.
And the room is the size of a double mattress.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah. And you were fine with it.
Well,
Wait, you weren't fine with it?
I was fine with it honestly until my sister was, in a relationship, especially the one that she eventually, got engaged and got married. She'd been married for a while. Then they would get the next best room just because they were two people.
Right.
I was like, every couple places, let me have the good room.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair.
Yeah.
But as far as like sitting and coach, like kids, if you're 10 and 13, you're just thrilled to be on a plane going somewhere, right? I mean,
they're taking out their iPads.
Yeah.
They're drinking a sugary soda.
And they're shorter, and generally speaking, they're shorter, so it's not like they need the extra leg room. They're certainly not fucking sipping on champagne or eating filet mignon and all that shit. Just give them some goldfish and say, see you in Miami. That's it.
Well, that is the last line of the article. Plus, premium classes are wasted on my kids. They don't need extra legroom and can't enjoy the free alcohol either.
Right.
That's the last line of the thing. You took the
Exactly.
words right out of their mouths.
Yeah.
But I don't understand the free alcohol point because so I was curious. I looked up a nonstop flight from JFK to Charles de Gaulle, and I didn't even like put it in for tomorrow. Mm-hmm. This is like a month from now, end of October. I put in. How much do you think that flight is? Nonstop JFK to Charles de Gaulle, first class, Air France.
Like, okay, I'm going to guess minimum $7,000.
$23,000.
$23,000. JFK.
$23,000
to
like
de Gaulle.
A 7-hour flight.
Okay. That's ridiculous. That's
right?
a lot of free booze you need to suck back to
That's
to make
my
up your
point.
money.
It's like what you can't be pretending that the free alcohol is some kind of like boon or benefit.
Right.
It's how much could you're not drinking $23,000 worth of champagne. You're drinking $30 max. So congratulations, you won.
Yeah.
Like no, you didn't. You paid $23,000 fucking dollars. So family of four, that's almost $100,000 to fly for. It's insane.
Yeah, there's no trip happening if that's the case. I mean,
Well, if you're rich enough to spend $90,000 on first class tickets, then I assume you can afford to do anything. You can go to Disneyland Paris and get the fast pass.
you're right. You're absolutely right.
That would be mean.
Yeah.
You get the fast pass for you and your wife.
That's
you
right.
Give your kids.
I
You're
just
like, hey, the singles line is over there, kids. I heard it's faster if you go that way.
I can just picture Ash and Courtney. They're all at the fast pass and they're like, "Where are your kids?" "Oh, they're waiting back there. 3 hours. I'll see you in 3 hours, kids. We're gonna go on this ride 8 times before you get a chance to go on it."
They're back at the Quinta Inn. All right. Quick bit of housekeeping, JD. A lot of people ask, what's the best way to support the show? And it's a very simple answer. Join our Patreon at patreon.com/isthisgood. Who wouldn't want to support the show, JD?
Right?
Can you think of anyone?
I can't think of a single person.
Well, let me tell you who. My family. That's who.
Okay.
None of them are on the Patreon. None of them support the show. They're sucking up all this content. They're using it as conversation fodder.
Right.
None of them are supporting the show. None of them are going to patreon.com/isthisgood. But surely they own merch, right?
You would think.
Yeah, that's another way to support the show. They don't. They've not gone to isthisgoodpod.com to get the Is This Good retro logo tee or hoodie. I wouldn't even be offended if they asked for a discount code. But have they? No. They don't care. They just think content's free. They're like these people. It's like, why should I pay for the news? Oh, it's behind a paywall? I'm not interested. Oh, I'll just steal someone else's Netflix password. This is life or death, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is my job.
Yeah.
Or one of them.
Same. Absolutely. Right. Well, this is what we do. We just start talking about your family the entire Patreon episode. We just dish the dirt on the Austins.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That is... It's funny you say that because my sister, my very own sister, my flesh and blood, she said... she just texted me yesterday. She said, it's so funny. I just heard the episode where you're talking about... I won't say the name of her son, but...
we'll call him
about
Booze Hound.
Yeah, you were talking about him being a mixologist.
Yes.
It was really funny. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that I did that. It's great to catch up. She said, I can't wait to hear what you say about the trip. I hope it's not a Patreon episode. She works. Her husband's a doctor. It's $5 a month. I think we're offering a discount if you sign up for the whole year at one time.
Get a free trial.
Get a free trial, yeah. And then, as we always say, then forget that you signed up for a free trial.
That's right. That's the
either
move.
actively say, I really enjoyed what you gave me here, or simply forget.
Yeah, I have at least 3 or 4 of those in my feed. Every month I'll get $5. What was that for? Oh yeah.
Oh, like of you joining other things on a free trial?
Yep. I'm a supporter. I support.
Either actively or passively.
Exactly.
You gotta support. Send me emails at isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. Could always use some good emails. I will be responding to them. I know I'll keep saying that. Subscribe on YouTube so you could see the weird art that my neighbor has hung outside my window. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. I checked, JD. There's currently 332 ratings. So they're not like typed out reviews, but just people have clicked 5 stars.
Love it.
That better be closer to 400 by next week, okay? 332.
That's not enough.
We need 68 people, 68 heroes. Get that to 400 by next week.
Yeah.
That's not that hard. You go into the Apple Podcast app. You just click 5 stars.
Easy.
All right. So we got some things to follow up on, JD.
Okay.
Remember the guy that we talked about who just broke everything?
Yes.
A real klutz, this fella.
Yeah.
So the question was like asking someone that breaks things, a friend of yours that broke something to pay for it.
Yep.
And his example was this friend of theirs. He'd broken a whiteboard. He broke a washing machine and a dishwasher. And we asked, like, could this guy, like, get back in touch? How the hell did this happen?
Right.
So this is Travy51. He sent me this on Twitter. So I said, how did he do this? He said, I don't even remember. I think it was he put dishes in the washing machine and clothes in the dishwasher.
No. So that's exactly what we thought.
But how? They don't look. The dishwasher has slots where dishes go.
Yeah.
And the washing machine has a vacant crevasse for you to throw clothes in.
Was this person unfrozen from like the from the cave person times?
Okay, that would be the one good excuse because they both have water in them and they both make things clean.
Right.
That would be an excuse. But I still think that this guy is like really standing by that these are complete accidents.
Okay.
I sorry, but I can't believe it. But he also said that he was living with people when he broke their dishwasher and their washing machine. Right. So if that's the case, my opinion has changed. He needs to 100% pay for them.
100%. 100%.
Because he's living there. He's breaking stuff in his own unit.
Right. Exactly.
So his friends are the landlords, but if he had a landlord that he didn't know and he fucking punched a hole in the wall,
right,
they'd be like, you gotta replace that.
Right. I mean, I'm with you in that it's not an honest mistake. Putting dishes in a washing machine, that's not an honest mistake.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Unless this guy's an unfrozen caveman or Amelia Bedelia, a fictional character, I don't believe that he put dishes in the washing machine, clothes in the dishwasher. Travy51, get back at me. You could put a lot of characters in a tweet now. Sign up for Twitter Blue just so you could do one giant post. I don't believe this. Honestly, if this happened, and I'm 100% serious, I would like to interview this man on the podcast.
Okay.
Give me his contact info. We will hunt him down.
Yeah.
A Lord of the Rings follow-up. You knew it was coming.
Oh, jeez.
We talked about Lord of the Rings on last week's show with Jay Skeets. Go listen to it. Great episode. Mm-hmm. We were talking about this because a man had written in and said, my girlfriend's friend is marrying a guy, and that guy has a famous father, and that father was in Lord of the Rings.
Right.
And the email was about how I wanted to talk to him, but it didn't come up, and I didn't know if I should bring it up. Did I do the right thing? Now, in that discussion, we were trying to figure out who it was, so we were going through the Lord of the Rings characters,
right.
and boy, oh boy, this is the maddest people have ever been at us.
Yeah, that's true, actually. It's true.
People take this shit seriously. Probably 9 out of 10 people that like Lord of the Rings this much have grown up to be escape room designers. I was correct. The Fellowship of the Ring and the Council of Elrond, not the same thing, which you thought.
Okay, I did. I absolutely thought it was the same thing.
But were the other hobbits, the supporting hobbits there, they say no, they weren't. They snuck in. But then I guess my question to that would be, at the end, when they snuck in, if you just took a picture, I don't know if photography was around in the age of Tolkien, or I don't know, just Gandalf would blow out a plume of smoke that would be a recreation of the Council of Elrond.
Yeah.
You could say they were there.
I mean,
couldn't you?
Yeah. When it was pointed out that they had snuck in, I do remember a shot of them sort of, peeking around the corner and looking in at the Fellowship or the Council or whatever.
The Council.
Well, whatever.
Don't say whatever, JD. We have to be.
We have to be precise.
We have to be accountable.
We have to be precise. Yeah.
But at the end they go, they find them, right? And they're like, oh, you cheeky little hobbits, you're here, right? Like if I sneak into a concert, you can't say I wasn't at the concert.
You're right, 100%. And sorry, what?
I'm not taking any accountability. I'm skirting. I'm shirking.
Now that you mention it, there is a moment where Gandalf says, well, look at this. The Fellowship of the Ring, right? And then...
I don't even know. Are you being serious?
Yeah, I'm being totally serious. He doesn't say, well. He just says, the Fellowship of the Ring. Hence the title. But I believe there's a shot...
Is there a part in the next movie where they go, well, if it isn't the Two Towers.
That's right.
I'm actually literally opening this door because I know Jill has the books here. And the final one, they're like, well, it surely is nice to see the return of the king.
You got a lot of nerve showing your face around here. I never thought I'd see the day of the return of the king.
The king was here, and then he was gone. All right. Look, we have to take accountability. We don't know enough about Lord of the Rings. We do apologize. We know this is a very important text to many people.
Yeah.
And as an apology, I will commit to a Lord of the Rings rewatch. Jill has been asking me to do this anyways.
Oh, God.
Now, one thing I said I would not do was watch
Extended.
The Hobbit.
Watch the extended.
Well, I will watch the extended.
Okay.
Relax.
You won't watch the No Hobbit for you.
No Hobbit.
Yeah.
It's 3 movies. It's too long. I know it's not good. I've never seen it. But in the Discord, which you'll be able to join when you go to patreon.com/isthisgood, you'll be able to join the Discord. A wonderful group of people that check us, give us more information about Lord of the Rings. Right now, they're literally talking about whether it's good to pick your nose and eat it. I wish I was joking. Okay, these people are not well, but they are fans, and we do love them.
Okay, hold on.
What?
I just Googled a picture. I didn't Google it. I Binged it because my fucking Chrome is on Bing and I can't get it off. Anyways.
No, another piece of evidence pointing to the fact that you're 70 years old. Why don't you just go ahead and ask Jeeves, JD?
I'm looking at a picture of the Fellowship of the Ring.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I put in. It's Aragon. Is that his name? I don't know if I can even. I'm afraid to say their names.
Don't dig it deeper for yourself. Yeah, you got Aragon. That's Vigo.
Okay, then we got Gandalf.
Boromir. That's Sean Bean.
Boromir. We got Orlando Bloom. Legolas. We got the 4 hobbits. I don't need to name them, but Bilbo's not in it. And then we got
Bilbo is not. Bilbo's the Hobbit, the original, the OG.
I know exactly. He's not in the Fellowship of the Ring, but people were saying.
We didn't say he was.
Well, they said he was at the Council of Elrond.
They're different. Are you listening to this?
Isn't the Council of Elrond where they meet and create the Fellowship of the Ring?
Sure. Yes.
Fuck. They're coming after us again. I already can tell.
Another thing that they posted in the Discord, though, and I might actually do this as part of my penance.
Yes.
Someone shared, I think it was Sarah, she shared a link to a fan that had cut down. So The Hobbit, it's 3 movies, it's 532 minutes.
Right.
And someone went through and cut it down to a single film that's 247 minutes long.
Okay. Where
It's
can
like
you find
half.
that? Where can you find that?
Less than half. I'll send you a link. I should just let you know the 247 minutes is still over 4 hours.
Right. For a book that was 5 pages long.
No, it's thick.
It isn't. The Hobbit is not thick.
It's at least 500 pages.
No way.
I'm gonna take it out right now.
I read it when I was 11. I wasn't reading 500-page books when I was 11.
Yeah. Okay. It's. Look at this little commemorative case. She's not going to be happy that I'm doing this. She's got this in a little commemorative little bookshelf.
That's
These
nice.
little
It's
4
sweet.
little books. But I can't get it out. This is not made for podcasting, this thing. Okay, here we go.
All right.
The Hobbit.
Okay,
Now,
that
Nature
does
Motion
look
Picture.
good. Are there pictures in there? Like, what's happening?
Okay. 276 pages long. Wow,
Okay.
this book seemed so much longer to
told
me. Is this
you.
an abridged version?
No, it's short. Hobbit is short.
Okay, no spoilers, but this is the last line of the book. "Thank goodness," said Bilbo, laughing, and handed him the tobacco jar. Now that's how you end a book.
Fuck yes. Why is it so thick, though? I don't understand. Like, are they thick pages?
It's the camera, it's 10 pages. All right, I have a more important follow-up about this,
Okay,
right? So,
yep,
as
yep.
I said, I told you the reason we were talking about this because of this whole scenario where this guy was staying with Viggo Mortensen's... Oh, just fucking fucked it up.
We already knew it. It's fine.
Well, we guessed that it was Viggo Mortensen, so the guy wrote back in. And now I will read you his response. Yes, remember the emailer was Jackson Frank. So he writes, "Thank you for responding to my quandary. You guys got it right. Viggo Mortensen and I were both guests in the same house.
God damn.
I didn't want to put his name out there in case you guys actually talked about it. What I didn't think through was my name. Yes, my name is Jackson Frank, so even though I didn't drop Viggo's name, they'll now know I thought about the situation so seriously I wrote into a podcast about it." Okay, this is why I don't read full people's names on the show. If you'll notice, I'm always saying like
Right.
Jake R.
Yeah.
or Colin C. or whatever.
Right.
The problem was this guy, this was an Instagram message.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just his handle. It was like Jackson Frank, like 850 or something like
Right.
that. And because Jackson Frank is a folk musician, check out Blues Run the Game while you're checking out Smashing Pumpkins' cover of Landslide. Don't look for it on Siamese
Yeah, it's
Street.
not on
You won't
Siamese
find
Street.
it. It's
You
not
won't
there.
find it there.
I thought it was like a pseudonym. So like
Yeah.
I kind of just read it because it's a handle.
Right.
But turns out that is his name. Anyway, so I continue with the email. One story I want to share with you about my time with Viggo. Okay, if we're getting the inside scoop finally. The month prior to our LA trip, I was invited to tag along with my girlfriend to Viggo's summer house. We were assigned a meal to cook for 15 people. As a newcomer, I wanted to impress. We spent a ton of money at the grocery store and spent 7 hours in the kitchen cooking, baking, and grilling.
Wow.
But then we learned Viggo wasn't able to make it and he had stayed in LA to work on a project. Eastern Promises 2. No, just kidding. He didn't say that.
You just got me excited for no reason.
I know. So yeah, Viggo wasn't there, right? So back to the email. On the bright side, everyone else loved the meal. Fast forward about a month. We stay with son of Viggo for the Beyonce concert. When we got back from the show, we were tired, hungry, and covered in glitter. My girlfriend had bought some dino nuggets, so I popped them in the oven. As I'm placing these stupid dino nugs on the baking sheet, I hear a voice behind me say, "So this is the chef I've heard so much about." I turn around to see Viggo's face, eyes filled with judgment. He then says very sternly, "So you make all this delicious food in my house when I'm not there? But when I'm here, you make fucking chicken nuggets?" I was so taken aback, I couldn't even get the words out of my mouth to reply. Thankfully, the awkward silence was broken with laughter, a pat on the shoulder, and him telling me he was kidding. We had a great night, and he's a cool dude. Jackson Frank, not the folk musician.
Amazing.
So, Viggo, great guy.
Great guy. Great story. I mean, how awkward would it be? Because I just realized when you mentioned Eastern Promises there, like I've seen Viggo's dick twice.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We talked about Captain Fantastic.
And then you see it in the amazing
when he's in the sauna,
the bathhouse fight.
God damn, that's a good movie. Shout out to David Cronenberg, one of Canada's treasures.
Yeah, absolute national treasure. But like, if you're sitting across from him at the dinner table, it's like, I've seen this guy's dick. Like, I've never seen your dick. I've never seen any of the, like, how many adult men do you know out there? I mean, you probably higher than me, just because you went to a boys' school and stuff. But that you've seen their penises, you know?
Yeah, but I don't think about it. I've seen all my friends' penises. I don't think about it.
I haven't seen mine.
Well, if I had got up early enough and gone to the Turner gym, I could have. You were showing it to everyone.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So it's like, it's not unrealistic that, let's say you're dating someone, you go visit them, the dad's like, oh, let's go to the old health club.
Right.
Let's go play tennis or something. Then you shower.
Yeah.
I'm sure most people have seen their father-in-law's donger.
Well, I certainly haven't.
Really?
Yeah, really.
When you see the penis at rest, it's like, it's just God's creation.
Yeah.
But when you see it used for evil ills, you know, that's
a different
like a baseball bat is neutral.
Right.
But when you use it to bash someone's head in,
right.
You know, you never forget that.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Has she ever seen your father's penis?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't have to say that. Never. She has never seen his penis.
And your father is was a homicide detective.
He was a homicide detective. That's right.
Does he call his penis Gumshoe?
You'd have to ask him. I don't believe he's named.
If you think
penis.
I would ask your father anything, he's a. I mean, would you describe him as scary? I mean, he doesn't sort of look like someone you want to go up and ask a frivolous question to.
He definitely does not look like somebody who you'd want to ask a frivolous question to. But no, he's actually a softie. You could ask him anything. He's a great guy.
I hope that when I'm seeing his penis, it's a softie.
I think you'd have to get a couple of glasses of wine into him. I would recommend that before asking him if he calls his penis Gumshoe. I think Gumshoe might be a little before his time, actually.
Okay. Or if he doesn't want to show people, he could just call it his private dick.
Yeah, exactly. That's perfect.
Perfect. All right. Well, as soon as this podcast's over, since we are on video, I will show you mine, and then we can feel closer.
We can move on with our lives.
We can move on with our lives and feel closer than ever before. Of course, you should listen to next
Don't you think
week,
that's weird? Like if you're Viggo and you're like, God, most of these, this person I'm talking to, I'm meeting for the first time, has seen my penis. That's what I'm getting at. Like,
yeah, but then he would have to think that about literally every person he saw.
Yes, exactly.
I don't think it's weird. Yeah, everyone's on OnlyFans now, JD. Or posting thirst traps on Instagram. Everyone's seen them.
No, yeah, I know. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it.
Nudity just is what it is. We can't judge people for it.
I know. I'm not saying that anybody should be judged. I'm just saying I would feel weird if everybody I met for the first time, I would assume that they've already seen me naked. That's all. Well, I would feel vulnerable, wouldn't you?
No. I think he's like probably a cool, confident guy who.
No, I know Viggo is. I'm asking if you would.
He's got a summer house and a regular house. I'm sure that's not the end of list.
No. Yeah.
He's got what's a Middle Earth location that'd be a nice place to have a house?
Rivendell.
Arendelle? Is that a thing?
Arendelle? I think that's a suburb of Toronto.
Oh.
But
I don't know why, but this is just a guess. Don't get mad at me. If I had to guess, I'm going to say that Liv Tyler.
Yeah.
What was she, a fairy?
She was an elf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why was she always an apparition then? Oh my God, I can't believe I'm dragging myself back into this.
Anyways,
I feel like she was from Arendelle.
Are you thinking of Cate Blanchett? Because she was sort of...
No. Like there was a scene where she stands in front of Vader's army and she's like a force ghost. Now I'm just trying to piss off 2 fan bases. Okay.
Well done.
And Voldemort was there. All right. Then Spock came out and said,
"Live long, and may the force
live
be
long
with
and
you."
prosper. Listen to next week's show. That's coming out Monday, September 25th. Jesus, can you pod on Yom Kippur?
Great question. You would have to be the answer. You would have to answer that question. Do you want to delay it by a day? Well, we can.
No, I don't know. I'll look into the Talmud. I'm sure that Rabbi Eliezer or some wise man from the past. I mean, all their lessons can be applied to modern life. So even though podcasting didn't exist,
yes,
I'm sure they had an opinion on it.
Yeah.
So we'll find out. Hopefully, God doesn't smite me between now and then. Our guest will be the one and only Tas Melis.
Nice.
Tas Melis. Tas must love coming on the show because it's the only show he goes on where the host pronounces his name correctly.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
Should I tell Tas that you there was a short we clipped a short from the last time Tas was on, and you sent it to me, and in the subtitles you had spelled his name wrong?
Hold on. That was not me. not to throw gas on the fire of my marriage, but that one is on Rachel.
Wow. You know, I love it when it goes full circle. You started the show with marital problems, and we just made sure you're ending the show with marital problems.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see her TikTok as she comments on that. Email us at isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. Subscribe everywhere. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Remember, leave a written review if you can.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do that, rate it 5 stars, and those ratings better be up to 400 by next week. So, tick it on up. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. This was JD and Matt reaching out from the great beyond. We'll see you next week.